Malachi Lawrence here.
Hi Malachi, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So just kind of talk about your UCF career a little bit, because some guys come in and they play right away. That wasn't the case for you. I think you came in and redshirted your second year. I don't know if you played a whole bunch, but then last year, was your breakout year. So just kind of talk about, was it just a process of getting more comfortable with college, or just what kind of led to that season you think you had last year?
I feel like what led to it was really like just those years that I was like out and not really playing, just watching. So like just taking that in. So getting mental reps. Mental reps is definitely important, I say. So just getting those mental reps and like just saying like, if I was in the game, how would I do that? And that's really how the breakout year started. Like just getting those mental reps and translating it actually to the game and being like, oh yeah, now it works. Stuff like that.
Was there a highlight for you last year that stood out? And what can you take from that first year in the Big 12?
Probably the Oklahoma sack stood out, and probably because it was just packed, biggest capacity stadium I've ever been in. And what was your question? What was the?
And just what stood out in general about the Big 12?
Oh,
you thought
the size of the tackles. Like they're not 6'3", 6'4" anymore. They're all 6'6", 6'7". But going against Paul, it just makes it much easier because like we go against somebody who's 6'10" every day, so we're just used to it. Yes, sir.
Obviously, Drop is now moved on to the preparing for the NFL. What did he help teach you, and what was it like being able to play across from him, getting to learn?
He taught me like a lot of the pass rush skills. Like I seen like he's flexible, so I'll go home and stretch, try to get as flexible as I possibly can, because that matters. Like just doing the bending and all that, and playing across from him was amazing. Because like I would try to take off some of the double teams he'd get, like with the tight end and the tackle, and he'd do it for me. So it kind of like balanced each other out because they didn't know what side to really get. So I enjoyed that.
How important is growth for you this spring practice going into the season?
It's really important. Just trying to get better, perfect my craft. Work on my steps. We're not standing up anymore, so just working on my 3-point stance and my 6-step, really, my technique. That's
any vocal leadership growing?
Yeah, that's what I need. I'm working on my vocal leadership too, because I had Josh Seliscar and Drop in front of me, and they were already here, and they were two leaders, as Josh was a captain. So just working on, I didn't really have to be as vocal, but now I'm the head guy of the room, so I have to step up and be more vocal, so I'm working on that.
Malachi, can you talk a little bit about the transition from becoming just like a third down pass rush specialist to now like every down where you have to play the run, you have to take on a little bit more of those, pulling line and the things like that where it's not necessarily like a pass down. Can you tell me the adjustment that you're making as a defensive end in that facility?
Right, yes sir. Just getting stronger really, and working on, like I said, my technique and leverage, because that's really what matters. Like when the pulling guards come in, I can't just be standing high and tall because they're gonna knock me off. So I gotta really focus on my leverage this year. That's really what it is.
What's Coach Ruth been like? Seems like a fiery guy. We saw him today or the other day for the first time. Even in Skelly, he's pretty fired up. What's that transition been like? I know you guys are well to Coach Williamson, but what's that?
It's good. Coach Ruth, he's a funny guy. He's a funny coach. He comes in, he's about his business. He already stated a philosophy that we have, so we already have a standard. So we're just trying to maintain that. We're gonna maintain that standard and go above that standard. So Coach Ruth, I like him. Pretty good coach.
Last question for Steve.
You were a shot put guy in Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that help you as an edge rusher and defending the run? Obviously, a lot of strength.
Right, just explosiveness. Really, like you can be the strongest person, but like it doesn't matter. Like I said, technique matters a lot too. Like you can just go out there and throw it and be strong, but for shot put, it comes with technique. Like you have to get your right stance, get your right legs, like feet straight up, so stuff like that. So it's been pretty good on my explosiveness.
I wanted to ask about what Coach Kensey has kind of brought to you guys for strength and conditioning. What stood out for you about him?
Just like the speed and agility part, and the plyometrics, I believe, and just like working on our what is it called? It's like what is it called? My bad, but he's just helping us on getting faster, really. Like not just getting stronger, but how, like he said, how it correlates to the field. So stuff like that.
I spoke with him the other day, and he mentioned that Coach Mo's been working with MMA techniques with you guys.
Yes, sir.
What kind of things are those like? I mean, when you think of MMA, you think of those fighters and everything, but what's it been like for you guys?
It's been fun. It's like hand combat, so just working on hands, trying to not let the offensive lineman put their hands on you, and if they do, how will you react? So it's just like MMA combat with the hands, like avoiding the hands, dodging the hands, beating the hands.
Has that worked? Have you noticed a difference already on the field?
Yes, sir. Like just ready for the hand combat. It's like a reflex now. It's natural. It's not just I'm just waiting on them to hit me, and then I'm expecting them to hit me. So that's really what it is.
Did you ever think you'd do MMA?
Nah, no, sir.
Malachi, I'm Brandon Hill. I cover UCF for Rivals.com. So it's kind of more on what I was asking about. So you're here, and you're not really seeing immediate playing time. You know how it is these days. Guys want to play. They can go in the transfer portal and stuff. So
Exactly.
was that tough for you not playing early, or did you just kind of see that there was going to be light at the end of the tunnel? Or
I kind of seen how it was gonna be like Coach Ingram was always hard on me. He was always in my ear telling me like I'm gonna be a good player. I just gotta keep working, and keep growing. And I've definitely seen a difference. Like it's true. Like just trust the process, keep working. Even though you might not like how it is in the present, there's always a future, and you just gotta believe in yourself too. And that was really big on me.
I remember last spring we talked to Drop, we talked to Celiscar, and anyone on defense. Who's looking good, who's having a big spring. Kind of like we're asking you today, who's been looking good out there, and they'd always mention you. So, what was it like when you got to the season and you're actually contributing? You're making, creating plays, you're making sacks. I mean, that must have been just a great feeling after not playing for the previous few years, pretty much.
Yes, sir. It felt great. It was amazing. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It was just amazing, just being out there. Like all glory to God, like He allowed me to go out there and just show out, like show my talents and abilities and gifts. So that's really
that Oklahoma game. You kind of talked about that. Like what a rush was that? Just you saw the atmosphere and you knew it was a big game and stuff. I mean, is that kind of like the highlight game for you last year? Or?
Yes, sir. It was just crowded, a lot of people, and then just hearing how silent it was when I got the sack, it was that was pretty cool too. Yeah. How many people it was, and it just got that quiet. That was pretty cool.
Coach Roof is obviously one of the things that they want to focus on is run defense for you guys. What has his message been so far? I know it's been like 2 practices, but what are kind of some of the meeting rooms? What are some of the messages there about stopping the run and getting better at that this year for you guys?
Physicality and just doing your job. Don't try to do somebody else's job, because then that's gonna mess up you. And defense we all have to work together, because if one person messes up, then that means the whole defense can be screwed. So we just gotta be physical and do our job.
Is it kind of fundamentally different on how you go about things with Coach Roof? You said you're no longer standing up, working on your 3-point stance. Is that different? That something Coach Roof wants you to do?
Yes, sir. It's kind of different because when you're standing up, you can see the backfield, see the running back moving, but it's kind of harder at a 3-point stance, especially with the tackles now. They're just right there. So you got to kind of know where the back is before the play. So that's really what's different about it.
Physically, did you want to add muscle? Have you gained weight? What were some of the things you wanted to do in the off-season workouts?
Just wanted to really build muscle. I've been maintaining my weight, but I wanted to kind of put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Where are you at right now?
250. Trying to get 260. So 260. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what else kind of stands out about last season for you? I know you're talking about that Oklahoma game. I mean, just going through Big 12 competition. What a big deal that was for the program. I mean, how much fun was it? It was
a lot of fun. Just being out there. It was my first year really playing. So my first year playing in the Big 12. I seen the AAC, and it was nice and stuff. We went to the championship, but the Big 12 is just a different atmosphere. Just from the stands to the fans to even the players, it's just different.
How were the players different? Just kind of bigger guys? I know you talked with Paul Rubal's a big guy here, but you said, but was that the biggest difference?
Really, yeah, bigger and faster. Kansas offensive linemen, they had years of experience, so they worked together. So that's how we're trying to be as a defense: work together, do everything like that.
We've seen some other guy, R.J. Harvey looks like he's added some muscle as well. He looks a lot bigger. KJ obviously is a different built kind of quarterback than John Rice was. What's it like tackling those guys? What's it like going after those guys so far? I mean, I guess you haven't really tackled them, but what's it been seeing those guys kind of changing?
Man, I mean, they're big, but and got to get the job done. So, like, I have to tackle them. So, like, I can't really worry about their size, but they are pretty big. Like, that clip of KJ was very impressive, and I already know what RJ can do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's like I haven't tackled them yet, so I'll probably get back to that question.
What do you think these transfers are going to do to help you guys on defense? And there's not as many of them at your position. Mainly they're a linebacker and DB, but there's a lot of guys who played a lot of football. They just came in here. Like, how are they going to help you guys on defense?
Experience and the leadership. Like, I already see Ethan Barr's leadership. Like, he's vocal. He gives out the communications as he's the Mike linebacker. So I definitely could see him as the Mike linebacker. But it's just like the leadership of them coming in. Like, they're not just quiet sitting in the back trying to see. Like, they're out front doing everything, leading.
What about your position? Because obviously it was Selascar, it was Traymon, and now it's you. You're the main guy that everyone knows. The other guys are going to be brand new for the most part. Who else is kind of going to step up in that DN spot this year?
Caven Call, Isaiah Nixon, Dalen Dotson, and Xavier Carter. So
Yeah.
I feel like we'll definitely start building, getting more work in, and I feel like we're all going to have a great season this year.
What are you guys kind of talking about, goal-wise for this year? I mean, I know you're focused on spring, but I know last season didn't go really the way you guys wanted to. You've got a great opportunity in front of you. It's kind of like a Pac-12 schedule with all these new teams from out west you're going to be playing. But what kind of goals do you have? Like, what do you want to accomplish this year in UCF's second year in the Big 12?
A Big 12 championship. That's the first goal. But really, win all our games. Shoot, and then they have the new playoff system, so definitely want to win a championship, national championship. That's the goal.
Do you guys feel like with the new playoff system, being 12 teams, you guys have a better chance of maybe getting in and trying to play?
Definitely, for sure. It's just like they expanded. It's not just 4 teams anymore that can just make it. It's like way more like people have chances now to show what they have on their team, not just SEC. And no knock to them, like they're the big conference and stuff, but like there's different teams that like every year is different.
Did you always play defensive line growing up through high school, or did you play different positions? What's kind of your background?
I played running back.
Okay. How long you play running back?
Till about 9th grade.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So then you were D-line after that.
Yeah, I played running back and corner because I was skinny, and then after like my sophomore year, I had a big growth spurt, so they had moved me to like outside linebacker, D-line. And that's where it started.
What was your recruiting process like? I think you were recruited by the previous staff, right? Coach Burnham, those guys, they recruited you, and then the coach exchange happened right after you got here. But what was your recruiting process like?
It was different because of COVID. So like we only got to play 5 games our high school season. So, but I was grateful enough for like offers to still come in. So it was like virtual visits. It wasn't no in person. So I had to just get all my like, what's the word? Like I don't know. Like,
yeah, I know it was weird. It was a weird time. You don't really know what you're looking at. You have to do virtual visits and stuff. So how important is it for you to be a leader? Because you're a leader now. I mean, you probably didn't feel like one. You really just. Last year was the first year playing. But those young guys, they're looking up. You're looking up to you, the Cave and Calls of the world and stuff.
Right.
So how important is that to you?
It's important because like I used to like try to lead by example, but now I have to definitely be more vocal. So it's important to me because like if I'm not leading, then the guys under me who are they looking up to? So I know I have to stand out and do my job how it's supposed to be done, but just out front so they can see how it's done.
What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
Play video games.
What are you going to? What's
Warzone, Modern Warfare, 2K, Madden.
Okay.
I suck at Madden though.
Okay. So you got some roommates that are with you on that stuff? Some UCF players, or who else are you?
Yeah, Big Lee.
Okay.
Lee Hunter, he plays. Matthew Alexander. Yeah,
Okay.
Dalen Dotson.
Out of those 4, who's the better player?
I'll say Matt probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. I haven't played the other 2, so I can't really
Okay.
speak on them, but Matt beats me every time usually.
And obviously you're a leader now. How has Dalen, as an older guy, really helped you in that role?
He's been more vocal too. Like we just gotta keep working on being leaders. Like I'm not really a natural leader, so I feel like I don't know if he's a natural leader yet, but I feel like we're both still growing and we can become that. Still more growth to do.